is Lucas Melo. I'm an artist from Brazil. Right now we are at the National Museum and I'm actually waiting for someone here.
Hi, my name is Louisa and I'm an art historian and art curator, and I am gonna show Lucas around on all the properties that belong to Edvard Munch. We're actually gonna travel around and see the different places he lived and how this actually affected his artworks. I think I should show you some of the places he lived throughout his life, because the fjord and nature was super important for his paintings. So Lucas, now we are at Hvitsten, and Munch bought this place in 1910 because he wanted another place to stay during the summertime and wintertime. So then he bought this place called Rammegård. So when he came here, he had to take ownership of the landscape to use it in his own paintings.
You see his paintings and you understand his palette, you know. And one thing that really fascinates me here is also that the smell of paint is still you get so much of the atmosphere where he worked.
And a story tells me that he had painted large monumental paintings and he would hang them outside to dry. So when people would pass with boats, they would see it. So it became sort of a marker for the people passing by with the boats, okay, there's that big painting hanging outside. Okay, that's Rammegård. And I think that nature and the surrounding that he lived in always inspired him, because we see it throughout his whole life. Prior to when Munch bought this place in Hvitsten, he rented a house called Skrubben in Kragerø. It's across the fjord. I think we should go there.
Yeah, let's go.
This is actually where the story of Kragerø begins. And when he came in by boat, he saw the steep hills crammed with houses and thought oh, this looks like Italy. And for the first night, they stayed at the Victoria Hotel. And here you see a small sketch made by Edvard Munch on the paper from the hotel itself. It says Victoria Hotel. Right here, there's a photo of Munch standing in the middle of the street, surrounded by a lot of children, painting the very nice painting street in Kragerø.
It's the one we see here, right?
It is. And this is the spot where he painted the sun. So each year, you can see the sunrise in January and February at the exact spot as you see in the painting. Oh, wow.
Do you think I look like him?
Absolutely. You're his lost son. If you walk through Kragerø, you actually walk in the same footsteps as the more vital part of Munch's life.
Looking at this, seeing this landscape every day, how can you not love life? Super inspiring.
So Lucas, right now we are in front of a small cottage in Åsgårdstrand in Horten. So the most amazing thing about this small cottage is that it's the one and only home that's still intact as it was when Munch lived here. You immediately start to speak
he's
lower
incredible.
your voice.
It's a lot of times when we see Munch, we see the world that he saw, but here it's almost like we have this intimate contact with who he was.
A lot of the most dramatic incidents in his life on a personal level happened in this house. This is the stone in the picture Melancholy. You want to pose?
Me.
I think you're supposed to be heartbroken. Your lover is in the back with another person. Ah, perfect. Can you guess which painting this is?
I think I've seen it in the National Museum actually. Is it Girls on the Bridge?
Right.
I didn't expect it to be so big.
It's huge because it was meant for the university's festive hall.
Yeah.
So this was the exact same spot that we stood in Kragerø.
I think this one must be one of my favorites, I guess.
Mine too.
So cool actually to see the art after we have been
All the different places.
in all the different places.
I know, we sort of connect with them.
Yeah.
And this self-portrait he painted outside his home in Ekely. You see in the background, you can see the yellow house.
Yeah.
I think he was quite proud of all his different homes.
This is such a beautiful painting.
This is quite special actually because it's painted from his porch, and in the backdrop you can see the city, Christiania. Can you see down in the corner, in the right corner?
Yeah.
That's his own profile. So he's
That's true.
standing in the moonlight, he's actually painting his own profile. So this is painted in his own home at Ekely, and it's called Model by the Wicker's Chair. And you can actually see the interior of the house, which I find is more intimate, more personal. So do you want to see Ekely?
Yes.
This is our last stop on the journey we had together. And it was also the last home and place that Edvard Munch lived. So he would work outside during summertime and paint on these large walls, but for the winter time he would of course stay inside. So this is his winter studio. Even though this was Edvard Munch's workplace, as an artist today you can rent it. So his legacy continues.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so people keep working and produce art here. So this is like a living art production place still.
Wow.
Another thing of quite importance is the garden. And although Munch painted his garden, he also hung some of his pictures to dry in the garden. There were like huge canvases hanging from the trees. In the same trees that we see here. So Lucas, we've been traveling together in the footsteps of Edvard Munch. How has this journey changed the way you see him?
At the start I thought he was this lone wolf, you know. He was always working by himself and really disconnected from people, but throughout this journey I really saw that no, he was out there, he was meeting people, he was actually appreciating everyday life, you know. And actually he really changed throughout time, and I think the location where he was based was a lot to say, you know, the way he actually evolved with his surroundings. Thank you so much for this journey, it was so inspiring, really.
I had a great time, thank you Lucas.